Hey everyone, welcome. Look, if you've ever put money on a game, you know that rush, right? But have you ever wondered what the real difference is between just a casual bet and a smart, profitable strategy? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down today. We're talking about the journey from being just another bettor to becoming what the pros call a sharp. So let's get right into it. So let me just ask you straight up. Are you a casual bettor who's ready to, well, step up your game? Are you tired of just betting for fun and want to start treating this like a serious strategic thing? If you're nodding your head right now, then yeah, you're in exactly the right place. You know, in the world of betting, it really boils down to two kinds of people. You've got the public, right? That's most of us, the casual bettors. And then you've got the sharps. These are the successful strategic pros, the ones who are so good they can actually move the betting lines. The whole point of this guide? To give you the playbook to get from that first column over to the second. All right, so here's our roadmap. We've got 4 big stops on this journey. First, we're going to talk about the sharp bettor mindset. Then, it's all about mastering your bankroll. After that, we'll get into your strategic toolkit, and we'll wrap it all up with the absolute key, the discipline to succeed. Okay, first up, the sharp bettor mindset. And honestly, this is where it all begins. Because before you even think about placing a bet, success starts right here, in your head. It's about making a huge mental shift from just gambling to actually investing. So what does it actually take? What's the DNA of a sharp? Well, first, you've got to have serious financial control. You need some decent math and analytical skills to spot value where others don't. You absolutely have to be able to read the game, have a real feel for the sports you're betting on. And this one is huge, high discipline and emotional control. You can't let a big win get to your head or a tough loss send you spiraling. It's about flexibility and patience. And look, nobody is born with all this stuff. These are skills you build. All right, on to our next section, mastering your bankroll. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, this isn't the sexiest topic, but I can promise you it is the single most important piece of the puzzle. It's the foundation of everything. You get this wrong, and even the best strategy in the world is going to fall apart. So this leads us to a really important idea, the betting unit. What is that? Just think of it as your standard bet size. Instead of throwing random amounts of money at games, you decide on a fixed amount, your unit. Maybe it's $10, maybe it's 100. Then your bets are always in terms of units, like I'm putting 1 unit on this game. It takes the emotion right out of how much you're staking. It's all about consistency. So how big should that unit be? Well, the golden rule, what all the sharps live by, is to only bet between 2 and 3% of your total bankroll on any single play. That's it. So let's say you have $1,000 set aside to bet with. That means each bet, each unit, is only going to be around 20 or 30 bucks. Why? Because it protects you. It means one bad loss, or even a whole string of them, won't wipe you out. And look how simple this is to put into practice. It's just 3 steps. 1, figure out your total bankroll, the money you're dedicating just to betting. 2, do the math and figure out your unit size, that 2 to 3% we just talked about. And 3, and this is non-negotiable, you have to track every single bet, every single one. That's how you learn. That's how you see what's working and what's not. So we've got our head right and our money right. Now let's get to the fun part, your strategic toolkit. These are the actual moves, the actions that sharps take every day that really separate them from the rest of the pack. Strategy number 1 is huge. You have to take advantage of the fact that there are tons of different bookmakers out there. Don't just stick with one site. Different sportsbooks have different odds, different lines. A sharp bettor always line shops. Just like you'd shop around for the best price on a new TV. You've got to find the best number. And speaking of which, if you were looking for a list of the best betting sites in your country with a 300% bonus, just search for betplace.us in your browser. Okay, next up, using systems in your strategy. Now, you might have heard of some of these, like the martingale system where you double your bet every time you lose. But let me be super clear here. This is advanced stuff. These systems require insane discipline and a really deep bankroll, and they are not a guarantee of success. Not at all. Think of them as tools to structure your betting, not some kind of magic formula to get rich quick. All right, strategy number 3. And this might be the most profitable piece of advice I can give you. Stick to singles. Seriously. Parlays, those bets where you combine a bunch of games for a massive payout, they're tempting, I get it. They're lottery tickets, but they give a huge edge to the sportsbook.
The proven, long-term way to make money is betting on one game, one outcome at a time.
And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? It is better to back a worthy outsider than a bunch of strong favorites. This gets to the very soul of value betting. Tossing a bunch of heavy favorites into a parlay feels safe, but the payout sucks and it's way riskier than you think. Finding that one underdog, that one worthy outsider with good odds, that's where the real sustainable profit is.
And that brings us to the final piece of the puzzle, and maybe the most important of all, the discipline to succeed. Because look, you can have the best mindset, the perfect bankroll strategy, all the tools in the world, but without discipline, none of it matters. This is the glue that holds everything together.
So, what does discipline actually look like? Well, it means you always do your research, no exceptions. It means you stick to the sports you actually understand deeply. It means you stop making bets just for the sake of having action on a game. You gotta know when to walk away, to take a break if you're on a losing streak. And just like we said before, don't get loyal to one sportsbook. Their odds and offers change all the time. On that note, a quick reminder, if you are looking for a list of the best betting sites in your country with a 300% bonus, just search for betplace.us in your browser. Look, I'm not gonna lie to you, making this jump from casual to sharp is tough. It takes real work, a ton of patience, and serious dedication. But, and this is the important part, it is totally doable. It's feasible. If you stick to these principles day in and day out, you will see your results improve. It's a process, but it works. So here's where we'll leave it. You've got the strategy now. You have the blueprint. The only question left is the one only you can answer. Do you have the discipline to actually put it into practice? And before you go, one last time. If you are looking for a list of the best betting sites in your country with a 300% bonus, just search for betplace.us in your browser. Thanks for tuning in.